How Steven Seagal became Hollywood's worst celebrity by SunnyV2. Only bad things I know about Steven Seagal is apparently he's a dickhead. Like, people say that he's not really the nicest person to talk to in person. And also, a lot of the martial arts that he claims he knows is just like BS. I know that. But other than that, what makes him the worst celebrity in Hollywood? We're about to find out today. Without further ado, let's get it.
He killed a family's 1-year-old puppy dog and stole money from a kid in a wheelchair.
Hold on, bro. What the? That's not funny. It's just, you know, with something random, like when people just say something random that you just wasn't ready for, bro. That caught me off guard. What? He killed a family's 1-year-old puppy dog. What do you mean? Like on purpose? Hold on. All right. Hold on. Rewind.
The family's 1-year-old puppy dog and stole money from a kid in a wheelchair. Steven Seagal has such a comically terrible history, he now simply refuses to face it.
I wonder how you deal with all that.
What is he doing? Oh, he left the interview?
Hello, Steven Seagal.
Number one, treating other actors terribly during filming.
Yep.
I have a family member that worked with him years ago on a low-budget film. Steven Seagal was miserable and rude, but it only gets worse from here. Whilst filming for the movie Exit Wounds, stuntman Steven Quadros explained that Seagal would unexpectedly kick guys in the nuts to see if they were wearing cups.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that too. He would hit people. And like, during like action sequences that they were recording, he would like really hit people, like when he like harder than he was supposed to, or if there was a moment where he was supposed to like graze, he would like make sure they're really connected, just little shit like that.
Which was
I heard
also
about that.
mentioned by a different stuntman in a completely unrelated interview.
Get the hell out of this stuntman.
He's gonna do is kick you in the nuts. He's like, oh hey, we're wearing a cup. Pop. He's just gonna pop you in the nuts. That's the first thing he does.
One comment said
That's
that I
not
actually
cool,
know
bro.
a few stuntmen and actors who've worked with Seagal, and they all echo the same thing about him, one of whom might have been Stephen Lambert, who stated Seagal became more unpredictable during his fight scenes.
He's notorious of breaking people's arms, legs, ribs.
As he'd actually punch and hit other actors to make the fights look real.
He was actually stuntman, like, for real.
Yeah.
And I was just gonna reference the Michael J. White interview. I was literally gonna say that. Like that's where I heard it from. Well, I heard it in this interview that he used to. I don't know if Michael J. White is. I think he said that he worked with him one time, but he never tried that shit with him. Which, who would? Like, go hit Michael J. White unprovoked? I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it.
He's known for that.
To make matters worse, protective equipment wasn't allowed on set.
There's nothing wrong with putting on pads. They would say no because he wouldn't allow it.
And it's therefore no surprise that during one scene, Seagal injured DMX's shoulder.
Injured
during
DMX?
the
The
fight,
rapper?
so X had to take a few days off. Even
Oh,
worse
hell
was when
no.
Seagal put a stuntman in hospital.
And he beat the shit out of the guy and smashed his face to the mirror multiple times.
Oh,
Over the top to the point that sent the guy to the hospital.
that ain't cool.
Surprising given he was this rough while filming a YouTube video.
Damn. One of them self-defense bullshits.
Wasn't ready, right?
As a result, actors have to be extremely careful just to appear alongside him.
You got to keep a third eye on what he's doing. And if
That's
you're not
messed
good
up,
enough,
man.
he's gonna hurt you.
Although not only because of unexpected injuries. Seagal would show up on set demanding insane movie changes.
Calls the director, he's like, we're changing the scene. We're gonna do the scene in Arabic. He's gonna teach me. And he's like, put this camera here, put this camera here. And I was like, everybody's like, what?
While Steven Tobolowsky told a funny story where Seagal randomly stopped acting on set due to an unexpected crisis.
Steven Seagal has had a spiritual awakening. He decided that he doesn't want to kill people anymore in movies. And Steven says, I think it's just bad that we keep putting this violence into the world.
This resulted in a $14 million lawsuit claiming that Seagal not only regularly showed up late and left early, but also made regular unauthorized changes to the script and dialogue, which could result in the loss of millions of dollars because parts of the film's plot that were promised now cannot be delivered to the film buyers.
Can't do that shit, bro. Can't be doing that shit, man. Hey, even though you're a big name actor and all this shit, dog, it's still people paying for this kind of shit. They putting money behind this, bro. You one of the people getting paid, but there's a whole bunch of money going behind making a movie too. So, dog, you can't be messing up the script like that, bro. Now, they're obviously for movies like comedy movies and shit with actual comedians in it. Obviously, they get to improv some stuff, and if it's funny enough, they leave it in there. Sometimes if they're not that funny, but it's just decently funny, it goes into the bloopers or the deleted scenes, which I know how that go. You can't be doing that shit, bro. Then you coming late and leaving early. Bro, people are paying you for your time. What you doing? yeah, you get sued. That's what happens.
Seagal was sued for another $60 million after repeating his actions on 4 other sets,
Damn.
justifying his lack of effort with the worst excuse you'll ever hear. Seagal
What?
backed out because his Buddhist guru known as Mukara said the films would create bad karma, perhaps because Seagal's also been exposed for exaggerating his skills as a fighter.
Of course.
Steven Seagal is
Definitely
in
heard that.
fact a black belt
Look at him,
martial
look at him,
artist.
look at him.
However, his martial art of choice, aikido, has been heavily criticized for being one of those
I've heard
mostly
plenty of people say
impractical
aikido was
martial
bullshit.
arts that has extremely limited application in real life scenarios.
Yeah.
He is
The people that I've heard from, they say that aikido has things in it that you technically could use and translate to a real fight. Like all martial arts, at the end of the day, have bases in combat. So there's something practical that you could take from it and utilize, but just the straight up practicing of it doesn't really do anything. Aikido is one of them. Tai Chi, of course, you know, the super slow moving one that people, pretty much old people, do in the park for fitness. There might be some principles from Tai Chi that you can take into combat, but you can't literally do Tai Chi in a fight. Like, what the fuck? Who you gonna be with that? Even well-known martial arts like Wing Chun. There's a lot of different things in Wing Chun. You know, the whole like attacking and striking. I mean, the whole defending and striking at the same time, intercepting the fist with the I know that Jeet Kune Do is way of intercepting. You know what I'm saying? Some of that is in Wing Chun as well. I know that some of that shit can be like used in actual combat, but if you think you're about to fight somebody and just straight up do Wing Chun on some Ip Man shit, it's not gonna work, bro. It's not gonna work. You're gonna get your ass whipped. You know what I'm saying? You could take some Wing Chun principles and fight with it, but you ain't gonna just straight up do Wing Chun on somebody. It ain't gonna go down like that unless you're like just really, really good at fighting. But that's less the Wing Chun and more you just being.
It's a legitimate Aikido black belt, but the martial art is the questionable thing.
A Reddit comment describes Seagal's martial arts.
I know I'm talking a lot. That's what it's gonna be.
Telegraphed attacks.
Told you, I won't just sit and watch these
Just there
videos.
to make the master look good, which is exactly what's shown in this video, where Seagal's attackers just fall to the floor to make him look good.
This shit look dumb. Look at them.
Unfortunately, people don't voluntarily flip over in the real world.
Right?
This makes pro wrestling look real, beautifully choreographed. Fighting is always easier when your opponent cooperates.
Facts.
Therefore, no surprise Seagal has no professional fighting record.
Oh wow.
MMA does aikido. So-and-so coming in the cage is a world champion with a background in aikido. You never heard that once. Have you ever heard that once?
I've never heard it.
But he did claim that he'd taught Anderson Silva how to do a highly specialized move, the leg kick.
I started teaching him kicks that I thought
Man,
hurt people with, and
I don't believe you.
At that point, I knew he was going to start to really make these kicks.
Anderson Silva is one of the greatest
He
strikers
created
to ever
the
grace
front
the
kick
UFC.
to
You ain't
invent
teaching
the
that shit.
Too. In response, Anderson Silva made a video mocking Steven Seagal's fighting.
The goat. The fucking goat, bro.
Fight. Whilst on set for the movie Out for Justice, Seagal claimed that due to his Aikido training, he couldn't possibly be choked unconscious. The challenge was taken up by martial artist Gene LaBelle, who not only choked Seagal out instantly, but caused Seagal to soil himself in the moments he was blacking out. About the incident, LaBelle stated, sometimes Steven has a tendency to cheese off the wrong people, and you can get hurt by doing that.
Yeah.
So if a guy soils himself, you can't criticize him, because if they just had a nice big dinner an hour before, you might have a tendency to do that. Seagal responded by claiming
I hope they're talking about Pete. They're talking about the other one.
Even fought.
There was never ever any confrontation with him ever.
How you say y'all never
Gene
fought?
is saying shit like that. He should be ashamed of himself. And so if he said that, he is a pathological scumbag liar.
Although nobody believes Seagal's side of the story, as he has his own list of well-documented lies.
He just be capping up.
Seagal made the insane claim that he was honored as the first private citizen to destroy a nuclear device.
What?
Also claiming he was recruited by the CIA.
With what, a karate
to
chop?
carry out undercover missions.
Yeah,
He
okay.
explained, you could
CIA.
say that I became an advisor to several CIA agents in the field.
An advisor?
My friends in the CIA met many powerful people and did special works and special favors.
Who you think
Although
you
an
fooling,
investigation
bruh?
by a magazine found these claims were completely bogus. It also
course.
dispelled the myth that Seagal once fought the Yakuza in his dojo,
Oh
as the
my
magazine
God.
interviewed Seagal's ex-wife who stated it's a lie. He once chased a few drunks away from the dojo, but never was involved with the Yakuza.
Of course he wasn't involved with the
Similarly, Seagal
goddamn
made the claim
Yakuza.
that he was a tough kid who was feared by others, yet this was dispelled by his own mother who stated her son was frail and suffered from asthma. He was a puny kid back then, although Seagal
Damn, even your mama coming through and calling cap on you, bruh. Because that's one of them things that you can't even disprove normally. like you could be like, okay, maybe I ain't really been in no fights as an adult, but as a kid growing up and you know, through my teenage years and shit, I used to get in fights all the goddamn time. Like I used to fight all the time. You can't really be like, yeah, no, you didn't. I mean, you could say that, but you can't prove it. You can't prove him wrong on that. But his mama is like, nah, bro, like I'm his mom. If he was out here getting in hella fights, I would know. He wasn't out here fighting nobody. He was a frail ass kid with asthma. He wasn't out here fighting nobody. He lying to y'all. That's crazy. Your mama came through and hey, made you look dumb.
Her son was frail and suffered from asthma.
I believe my mama ain't got no reason to lie on you. If anything, she would lie for you.
Plan to clarify exactly what was fact and fiction. He'd post a Reddit Ask Me Anything, likely expecting normal questions.
Okay.
However, the responses would only deepen the past that was already haunting him. What kind of pants were you wearing when Jean LaBelle choked you unconscious and caused you to shit your pants?
So they was talking about number 2. Oh no.
All of his front teeth knocked out by you and said you didn't even apologize. Why did you do that? Can you explain how you developed the front kick that Anderson Silva used in his UFC fight?
Right.
Although there was one more question that was worse than any other. Hey there, I went to the same junior high school as you in Fullerton, CA many years later. Heard some stories. The one I would like to ask you about is when your social studies teacher caught you stealing lunch money from a kid in a wheelchair. True, I didn't make this up. Seagal understandably avoided the questions. However, by answering some of the easy ones, he'd introduce another flaw, his massive ego. What is your current biggest drive that motivates you? I am a champion and I want to remain a champion. Seagal's overinflated self-image was best shown in this interview, where he'd implied that Van Damme wasn't a good martial artist.
I think that that's my opinion, that he was a champion anywhere.
Which was then proven at a party when the two came head to head. The party was hosted by Sylvester Stallone, who stated, Van Damme was tired of Seagal saying he could kick his ass, right up to him and offered him the chance to step outside so he could wipe the floor with him. Seagal made some excuse and left. Van Damme, who was completely berserk, tracked him down and again offered him
I'm pretty sure Van Damme can really fight, bro.
Houdini, yet Seagal
he ain't just a muscle dude on the screen. I'm pretty sure he actually got hands.
Who ran from him.
At least somewhat.
No, it'd be like me squashing an ant. If he sees me, he runs.
Squashing it. Oh my god.
That Seagal despises Van Damme.
Thoughts on Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Can I laugh in your face? Do I think Jean-Claude's a tough guy in martial arts? No.
However, Van Damme has only ever said positive things about Seagal in return.
Met the guy a few times. He's a nice guy. Doesn't like me much. I like him a lot. Good guy, good charisma, he's got something special on the screen.
Another example of Steven Seagal's ego came from a story told by Rob Schneider.
Finally, Steven Seagal emerges and he comes out and he said, I just read the greatest script I've ever read in my life. He goes, really? Who wrote it? I did.
Oh my god, head ass.
It only becomes funnier once you realize that said best script ever was for his terrible performance on Saturday Night Live.
Listen to me carefully. I don't want you to talk about anything to me anymore. I don't want you to say my name anymore.
With atrocious lines such as that one, it's no surprise a long-term SNL employee called Seagal
worst host by lapped.
Damn.
Every bad host.
However, Seagal's hosting of another show somehow ended even worse. In 2009, Seagal told the LA Times he'd apparently been a policeman for more than 20 years, proving this by showing a black and white photo of him raising his right hand in what looks like a swearing-in ceremony, creating the impression it was taken when he first joined the department. At closer inspection, however, it appears the photo was taken 20 years and at least 20 pounds after the fact, casting doubt on whether Seagal had ever been part of the force. This led Seagal to create a show called Lawman, where he and his crew went around apprehending criminals, often done with excessive force to make for enjoyable viewing. In one episode, Seagal attempts to break up an illegal cockfighting operation by raiding a house with a tank with the goal of freeing the animals.
Gotta bust him.
He is one of my
pet peeves.
However, after doing so, the property's owner Jesus Sanchez Uvira quickly filed a $100,000 lawsuit which claims that more than 100 prize chickens being bred for show were killed by Seagal and his colleagues. The puppy was also shot and killed during the early morning. Seagal responded by stating, I've been called a lot of things in my career, some of them not so kind. But to be labeled an animal abuser is beyond the pale and that is simply a role I will not accept. While another policeman stated, if my deputies, or Posseman Seagal for that matter, had done something so awful like shooting a family dog, then where are the photos to prove it? It seemed for the
Who gonna take a photo of that?
Seagal wasn't actually lying. However, there was one more lawsuit.
They just missed the lawsuit. Damn, okay.
In mid-2010, Steven Seagal was sued for sex trafficking, which became one of so many different allegations, it's genuinely difficult to count them all.
Bro, what doesn't this man have his hand in? What dastardly deeds, what nefarious undertakings is this man not dealing with, bro? What is going on here? Huh? You out here abusing stuntmen, just a dickhead to talk to, animal cruelty, fake martial arts, now sex trafficking. Dog, what's up with this dude, bro?
On the set of 1991
Did they prove anything?
Justice, 4 different women quit during filming due to Seagal's continued piggery, while one of the stuntmen from earlier told an equally creepy story.
There's this girl sitting in a tub. She's wearing bikini, and they had to convince her that she has to come out of the tub naked.
The only thing that might rival his terrible track record with women is his track record with low-rated movies, none of which receiving more than 50% on Rotten Tomatoes or more than 5 out of 10 on IMDb. And with no new movies in the last 5 years, Seagal has opted for a modern method of generating extra income. Crypto
scams too, bro.
People with crypto.
Steven has just become the worldwide ambassador for the Bitcoin second generation cryptocurrency. Despite gaining only 150 likes, Steven was promised $250,000 in cash and $750,000 worth of B2G tokens in exchange for his promotions, which he failed to disclose to the public, resulting in a $330,000 fine. Seagal paid only $75,000 toward his debt before refusing to appear in court, then moving to Russia where he still lives now.
Bruh, I did not know Steven Seagal was out here wilding like this. What's wrong with him, bruh? This man is tripping. He doing everything wrong, baby. He just want people to be mad at him. He is tripping the hell out. He doing all the things, bro. All the things. All the bad things that can make people dislike you. He got a little piece of it. Goodness, man, that is funny as hell. I wonder if this is even the worst, if this is all the stuff that he's done. Maybe he'll have a part 2 to this video. I don't know, but hey, that's gonna do it for this video for now, bro. I just wanted to see what Steven Seagal was up to when it comes to the nefariousness. This man is up to a lot of stuff, bro. Dude is hilarious. What's wrong with him, bro? Damn, I'm surprised he ain't served no real jail time yet. I mean, if he did, they ain't really say nothing about it. That's funny as hell. But yeah, man, that is gonna do it for this video. Make sure y'all leave reaction suggestions down in the comments below. You can call out love to the video by dropping a like on it, sharing the video if you want to, and if you mess with me, hit the subscribe button. Till next time, we up out of this thing. It's your boy Dairu, we signing out. Hey.